What about now?
It went away. So.
Travis, is that you?
So as a super admin, you already logged in?
Yep.
Okay. I'm logging in. I'm just like any other user, so I can't get in until exactly when 4 minutes ticks down to 0.
Okay.
Unless I'm getting you know what? I should probably. Is there a separate registration that I can click on?
Why don't you try the super administrator and see if that's in? Yeah.
Yeah, Travis's number, because the super logins from yesterday don't work, so she's sending out new ones right now.
Oh, okay.
If you have his number, I'll give him a call. Let him know.
Cell is 402. He's on, I think. 802 7086. See?
Oh, he's on. Okay.
Come in.
Jonathan asked to send over his and Travis's user.
Yeah, Travis is in.
Okay, so I need to send the one to Jonathan. Yeah, from that one. Which one do you send him? Not the super admin.
Well, I know. Wait a minute. All right, I know what I can do.
It can't be those. It has to be this one.
I just don't like Google. I just sent the links.
Okay. And they're both admins, right?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Got that.
And you're highlighted. You are in blue.
Yep.
Okay. And we have that view.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to work from this. And as people tell me to hit the slides, I will. And
all right. If I bust in the door, I'm going to be holding something.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Just don't put up an instruction I don't know how to do. God, she's a hottie.
Hello?
Hello.
All right, well, I'm going to do it this way.
All right.
Are we on?
Yeah. Yeah, and get rid of the mouse. You don't need that. Oh, that's right. I do need that.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Jonathan Marashland from Marashland and Donahue, the Cvaa group. And good afternoon to everybody from the West Coast that's joining us. Today I'm going to moderate our discussion about compliance with the Cvaa. The Cvaa stands for the Communications and Video Accessibility Act. This is a law that was passed in 2010 by Congress that extended a variety of disability access rights, duties, and obligations
Sound check?
to manufacturers and providers of advanced communications and video equipment and services. I'm joined today by my colleague, Rob Jackson. Rob heads up our firm's Cvaa compliance team. And I'm also excited to have Travis Roth with us. Travis is a principal partner at Accessibility Partners, one of the nation's leading Cvaa consulting firms. One of the things we try to do at our firm is to find and partner with best-of-breed businesses that specialize in unique and oftentimes complex regulatory areas such as disability access to telecommunications and advanced services. By finding and vetting and working together and partnering with best-of-breed providers like Accessibility Partners, we're able to more efficiently and effectively develop solutions to fulfill each of our clients' unique needs. Later on in our presentation, Rob's going to describe some of the many benefits our clients can achieve by working together with counsel and third-party specialists like Accessibility Partners through carefully crafted arrangements that seek to protect sensitive and confidential information. So without further ado, I'm going to turn over the microphone to Rob Jackson, who will be guiding you through the first set of slides before handing off to Travis.
Thank you, Jonathan, for that introduction and for coordinating today's webinar on the Cvaa. Anytime Congress comes out with a new law or the FCC issues new regulations, that attempt to regulate the rapidly evolving area of advanced communications, there are bound to be issues, questions, uncertainties, and of course, a great deal of non-compliance as a result of these uncertainties. We're excited about the size and diversity of our audience today, and we view this as a testament to the strong desire of the communications industry not only to follow the FCC's rules on CVA compliance, but also to develop services and products that are more accessible to customers with disabilities. The CVAA presents service providers and manufacturers with opportunities to expand their customer base and to make more sales. That beats a tedious compliance exercise any day. We'll walk through the CVAA and its requirements with a discussion of both technical compliance and the very important record-keeping obligations. We'll take your questions as well. Please make sure that you can submit them during our presentation. There should be a chat feature on your screen. We'll get to as many of them as we can before the end of the hour, and for those we can address in the Q&A, we'll follow up you after the webinar. Let's get started. I'll discuss the CVAA policy goals behind the law and the FCC's implementation of the Act. And Travis will get into more of the technology, the disability assistive technology and business drivers. And I'll jump in for a deeper discussion of the FCC's compliance and its challenges, as well as the risk and exposure both to the FCC enforcement and to the ever-present civil lawsuit, which is so often class actions. And then I'll inform you about the ways Marashley and Donahue, along with our network of technical experts, can assist your company with cost-effective compliance and bolster your defenses against agency enforcement or lawsuits. And then Travis will talk about his company's services. Finally, we'll all answer your questions. And for many years, Congress and the FCC have required carriers and manufacturers to provide access to telecom services to people with disabilities. All right. It's on there. Now let's try it again here. See if that's on. We are having a little problem here. This is our first time with this platform, and we'll get this thing rolling again. As I was saying, on an overview of the CVAA, for many years, Congress has required carriers and manufacturers to provide access to telecom services to people with disabilities. For example, long-standing commission rules required hearing aid compatible telephones. 30 years ago, the FCC discounted long-distance rates for TDD users. Carriers and their customers pay fees to operate the telecommunications relay services for hearing impaired and non-hearing impaired customers to communicate with each other. Can you hear me? I mean, I'm on. I don't know what the... Huh. Nothing, huh? Camera's working. Carriers and their customers pay fees to operate the TRS, as we said, and technology in the market continued to develop, and they got way ahead of government rules. Therefore, as a result, in 2010, Congress passed the 21st Century Communications and Video Accessibility Act, CVAA, to update our nation's telecommunications protections for people with disabilities. Changed technology, broadband availability, and public safety needs drove Congress to amend the Communications Act of 1934. Let's turn to the next slide. The CVAA regulates both services and devices. Chiefly those are used over broadband internet connections. The Act has two separate titles. Title I addresses communications access and covers new cell phones, specialized VoIP phones, personal computers, laptops, and tablets, video conferencing equipment, they're called covered products, as well as text messaging, email, instant messaging, and interactive video communications, which are called covered services, also known as advanced services. God bless America. I apologize for these technical difficulties. I've got the screen on. Okay. The 21st century, we're going to have to start this again. I apologize. We've had a couple of glitches here, but I think we've got them taken care of. The CVAA was passed in Congress in 2010 to update our nation's telecommunications protections for people with disabilities because of changed technology, broadband availability. Yeah. I mean,
Getting video. They can hear us, but there's no video.
yeah. And the FCC has adopted rules to implement the CVAA. Examples are video description, record-keeping compliance, captioning of internet video programming, displays of captioning on equipment to use new video programming. The rules are intended to encourage efficient accessibility. As I said earlier, and I don't think people were able to hear me, the CVAA regulates both devices that are connected with broadband access and services riding these platforms. There's two titles. Title I is communications access. How did this thing work so fine before? I mean, you're not seeing that. Let's take a look at what the CVAA covers. It covers both devices that are used with broadband access and services that ride those platforms. For example, there's two titles. Communications, Title I is communications access. That covers cell phones, newer cell phones, specialized VoIP phones, personal computers, laptops and tablets, and video conferencing equipment. It also covers services, text messaging, email, instant messaging, and video communications. In the future, will it cover the Internet of Things? Title II is regulates video programming. It covers TVs and other devices capable of displaying video programming. Again, newer cell phones, personal computers, laptops, tablets, and programming servers and set-top boxes. Those are covered devices, and all video programming that is either broadcast or cablecast on TV that is shown over the Internet, covered services. So if you've got a program that's shown on TV,
I can't hear you. Where's the webinar thing?
I mean, we had this thing working perfectly.
We can't even hear him. You're not muted.
No?
No.
All right, can you log out while back in?
All right, let me start over.
Oh, okay. Now go to the view of the PowerPoint.
I got to get the screen share on.
And I think all right, let me try that.
Back up at the beginning.
Yep, that's all we can do.
Apologize for technical.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize for our technical difficulties here. As I said, this is a new platform for us. It worked fine in our trials, but it apparently hasn't been working fine today, and I certainly apologize for that. We're going to just start over and give the overview of the CVAA. As we said, for many years, Congress and the FCC has required carriers and manufacturers to provide access to telecom services to people with disabilities. For example, long-standing rules required hearing aid-compatible telephones. 30 years ago, the FCC required discounted long-distance rates for TDD users. Carriers and their customers pay fees to operate the TRS or telecommunications relay services so that hearing impaired and non-hearing impaired customers can communicate with each other. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm on the camera.
Maybe take the thing off of you and click this. See what happens. All right, let me see.
And however, technology and the market continued to develop, and they got way ahead of government rules. There were a lot of services that people with disabilities could no longer access. So in 2010, Congress passed the 21st Century Communications and Video Accessibility Act, CVAA, to update our nation's telecommunications protections with people with disabilities. Change technology, broadband availability, and public safety needs drove Congress I mean, I just don't know.
Go back to the webinar thing. All right, highlight you again. See, your thing's not working because we should have green here when you're speaking.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay. Go to the view and do the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Is that what view we're in?
Yeah. The 21st Century Communications and Video Accessibility Act, CVAA, was passed by Congress in 2010 to update telecommunications protections for people with disabilities because of changed technology, broadband availability, and public safety needs. Access to advanced communication services, or ACS, for people with disabilities, sometimes known as PWD, is a necessity. The FCC adopted rules to implement the CVAA. Examples are video description, record-keeping compliance, captioning of internet video programming, and display of a captioning on equipment used to view video programming. The rules are intended to encourage efficient technology solutions. The CVAA covers both devices and services. There are two titles to the law. The first title is Communications Access. That covers newer cell phones, specialized VoIP phones, personal computers, laptops and tablets, and video conferencing equipment.
I think what we're going to have to do
Yep.
is just create a new one now. You know how we were making the test one?
Yeah.
And
I guess maybe we'll have to do that.
it's just not working.
I feel like an idiot.
Now, how do we have people, can you tell people that we're going to start?
Well, if they can hear me.
Now you have to type on live chat.
Okay. I don't know how to invite him, though. I don't know how to get him back in. That's the trouble. We've got to mail it to everybody.
This, what you can do is you can we open a new screen on Windows? Create it right now and then send the link out to everybody?
I'll give it a try. I don't want to kill that old one until... What a crappy product. I mean, just... I hate Google. I just despise Google. But it is what it is.
Is it working?
It's going to be a while before I get it up. I got to look up everybody's email addresses.
No, you just put the link in the chat.
I don't. No. I've got to sign myself in, Travis in, and Jonathan in.
But don't put Jonathan in because he was supposed to message him.
can't find his Gmail. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's based on Gmail.
And then go to where we have links, and go to get your link. No, the registration thing. We need to put that in the chat box. So copy that. That's the new one, right? And then put that in the chat. We'll just hit enter up here. Just click there and hit enter.